Zechariah chapter 12. The prophecy concerning Israel's destiny in the great war of Armageddon. In their household, 全家的救恩 household salvation, and in the millennium. In the great war of Armageddon. The burden of the word of Jehovah concerning Israel. Thus declares Jehovah, who stretches forth the heavens and lays the foundations of the earth, and forms the spirit of man within him. The burden of the word of Jehovah concerning Israel. I am about to make Jerusalem a cup of reeling, 令人昏醉的 reeling, 摇摇欲坠的
Reeling?
A cup of reeling, 令人昏醉的杯 to all the surrounding peoples. And when what happens in siege, 围困, is upon Jerusalem, it will be upon Judah as well. 我必使耶路撒冷向四围的万民成为令人昏睡的杯。Wow. And in that day, I will make Jerusalem a burdensome, 沉重的石头 burdensome, 累赘的 burdensome stone to all the peoples. All who burdened themselves with her will be cut up. 凡举起的必受重伤。All who burden themselves with her will be cut up. 切开。Indeed, all the nations of the earth will be gathered against her. In that day, declares Jehovah, I will strike every horse with bewilderment. 癫狂 bewilderment 使其癫狂惊惶 bewilderment 使其惊惶马匹使其惊惶 I will strike every horse with bewilderment, and its rider with madness, 癫狂 And I will open my eyes upon the house of Judah and will strike every horse of the peoples with blindness. Then the leaders of Judah will say in their heart, the inhabitants of Jerusalem by Jehovah of hosts, their God are my strength. In that day I will make the leaders of Judah like the fire pot on wood and like the torch of fire among the sheaves, 河捆, and they will consume all the surrounding peoples on the right and on the left, and the Jerusalem will dwell again in her own place in Jerusalem. In that day, I will make the leaders of Judah like a fire, like a 火盆上的木材 fire pot, 火罐子，fire pot 火盆 on wood 在木材上 and like the torch 火把 of fire among the sheaves 河捆 and Jehovah will save the tents of Judah first, so that the beauty of the house of David and the beauty of the inhabitants of Jerusalem may not be magnified above Judah 胜过犹大 In that day, Jehovah will defend the inhabitants 保护 the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he who is feeble 软弱的 among them in that day will be like David, and the house of David will be like a God, like the angel of Jehovah before them. And in that day I will seek to destroy all the nations that come against Jerusalem, and I will pour out on the house of David and on the inhabitants of Jerusalem the spirit of grace and of suppliance. 恳求 And they will look upon me, whom they have pierced, and they will wail over him with wailing, 好痛哭 for an only son, and cry bitterly over him with bitter crying as for a firstborn son. In that day there will be great wailing in Jerusalem, like the wailing of a Hada Rimmon in the valley of Megiddon, and the land will wail, every family by itself, the family of the house of David by itself, and their wives by themselves, the family of the house of Nathan by itself, and their wives by themselves, the family of the house of Levi by itself, and their wives by themselves, the family of the Shemitites, 什叶派哦
Shimeites.
Shimeites 是什叶派Shemites by itself, and their wives by themselves, all the families that remain, every family by itself, and their wives by themselves. Zechariah chapter 13, the divine provision, 供备 and the suffering, 主宰 preparation for the household salvation of Israel, the divine provision of a redeemer with his redemption. In that day, there will be an opened fountain for the house of David and for the inhabitants of Jerusalem, for sin and for impurity. And in that day, declares Jehovah of hosts, I will cut off the names of the idols from the land, and they will no longer be remembered. And I will also cause the prophets and the unclean spirit to pass from them. And if anyone still prophesies, his father and the mother who begot him will say to him, You shall not live, for you have spoken falsely in the name of Jehovah. And his father and the mother who begot him will pierce him through when he prophesies. Wow, why? And in that day, the prophets will each be ashamed of his vision when he prophesies, and they will not wear a hairy garment in order to deceive. Wow. 那一日必有一泉源，不再有假申言者。But he will say, I am not a prophet. I am a teller, 耕地的 teller of the ground. For a man sold me in my youth. And someone will say to him, what are these wounds between your arms? And he will say, those with which I was wounded in the house of those who love me. Wow. Awake, O sword, against my shepherd, and against the man who is my fellow, declares Jehovah of hosts. The sovereign preparation of a people to receive the Redeemer with his redemption. Strike the shepherd, that the sheep may be scattered, and I will turn my hand upon the little ones. And in all the land, declares Jehovah, 2 parts in it will be cut off and will die. 2 parts in it will be cut off, but the 3rd part will be left in it. Wow, 2 parts of it. Wow. And I will bring the 3rd part through fire and refine them as the silver is refined, and try them as gold is tried. They will call on my name, and I will answer them. I will say, they are my people, and they will say, Jehovah is my God. Amen.